So what I'm going to do is click on Configuration in the admin menu. I'm going to do a search on the page for injector. Okay. And again, CSS injectors here under the development section. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And we're going to create a new rule, which will create a new style sheet. I'm going to click Create a New Rule. We'll call this wysiwyg. And in the CSS code, let's go ahead and compose a style that's going to be for floating images to the right. So let's give this a class of ImageFloatRight. And I'm going to add opening and closing brackets. And then within this, let's go ahead and add our styles. We need to float it right. We want to have it some margin to the left. So I'm going to go margin left 10 pixels. We want to add some margin to the bottom. So I'm going to add margin bottom 10 pixels. And that should be enough. So this style, while we're going to use it in the wysiwyg, also needs to be included on the rest of the pages too, in order for the styles to display both in the wysiwyg and outside of it in our theme. So we want to go ahead and leave this at add on every page except the listed pages. And we'll just go ahead and include it on every page for now. We'll leave the other settings at their defaults and click Save. Okay, so now we have our new rule called wysiwyg here. And if you look, the second column here is called location, and it gives us the location of the CSS file that gets generated from our rule. Let's go ahead and copy this path. I'm going to select the entire thing, and I'm going to copy it. And then let's go back to the wysiwyg profile settings and use this style sheet for the wysiwyg. I'm going to jump back to configuration. I'm going to scroll down to wysiwyg profiles under content authoring. Let's edit our site editor profile. And under CSS here, I'm going to expand it again. And I'm going to paste in this style sheet for CSS path. Now again, in order for this to work, we need to modify this setting here to define CSS. And now in order for our styles to show up in a drop-down list, we need to enable the plugin. So let's scroll up to the top and expand the buttons and plugins section. Now the plugin that we want to enable here is called Font Style, which might seem a little bit strange since we're dealing with styles for the image, but the styles that we can use for fonts we can also use for images. So let's go ahead and check this and scroll down to the bottom and click Save. Now let's go ahead and jump back to the browser where we're logged in as the site editor. And let's go ahead and make sure that we're on the home page and click Edit in order to pull up the wysiwyg. And now we have a new option here, Styles. And if we drop this down, we see our ImageFloatRight as an option.